You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by. On the morning shift.
Anything
could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk. Here's the intro. And it's one of those days. It's one of those weird technical days where just something out of the blue changes for no reason, but love it. Keeps us on our toes. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on 96.7 CKLU. You can reach us on the radio if you're listening to us while you're driving or on your old school radio. I don't know how many people listen to the radio anymore at home on a radio, but if you are, welcome. And if you're streaming us on cklu.ca, welcome. You can just click on the Radio Player Canada logo, click on that, stream us. You can also download it, listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. That way you can listen. You can also watch on Facebook Live, facebook.com/Sudbury News, YouTube Live, youtube.com/Sudbury News. So there's everything social. We also have an Instagram. I tried saying that, ran out of breath. We also have a Twitter as well. We're working on, and we have a website, sudbury.news. It's a lot of stuff to take care of when everything is volunteer and you're just doing it on your free time. And but for some reason, somehow, I don't know, we have been able to kind of get the ball rolling, and that's a miracle. So with that, someone who's definitely helped me to get the ball rolling is our co-host this morning. And Nick, are you with us? Are you muted?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am getting ready. I will be taking off for Ottawa. I have a big Ottawa show. My Scentsy business is really successful because of events. So I'll be driving to Ottawa to do the Ottawa Women's Show this weekend. So I'm super pumped. It is that season. Christmas is just around the corner, Aaron.
Yeah, I know. It always seems to catch me off guard,
It's
but
true.
I woke up to white stuff this morning on the ground.
Yeah, I can see it at my window.
Reminded me of that very thing. Christmas is around the corner. And I know a lot of us, we say maybe each year, I'm going to get prepared early next year so I don't end up having to be last minute. But some of us are last minute. But I think you have some solutions to that, no?
You know what, Aaron? You read my mind. It's true. I help people shop for their Christmas gifts. I have lots of ideas, not only just Scentsy, but sometimes we create like baskets. And if they're interested in certain specific things, pampering things, we go out there and purchase those things and put them all together. And so if anybody is looking for last minute gifts or just to be prepared, contact me and Nick Gervais. Just search Nick Gervais. You'll find me either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And I would love to help you with your holiday needs.
Mm-hmm. I even think if you put in a Nick, your first name, if you're not sure how to spell Gervais, which I think even if you took a stab at spelling it, it would find you eventually, right? You just use Google.
So.
It'll say, did you mean the correct spelling? And you say yes. And then all your socials will come up. And then basically you're like, hey, what were you talking about there again? How can you help me out with my Christmas needs? And you'll be like, oh, can I ever help you with your Christmas needs? Who's in your family? Whatever, what do they like? Blah, blah, blah. And then here you go. You already got half your shopping done.
Exactly. And if you mention that you watch us on Sudbury News, I'm going to give you a free gift.
No.
Yep.
So if I mention that I heard you this morning on Sudbury News, I get a free gift?
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty darn awesome. Love that. So there you go. You've heard it here first. You get a free gift from a Nick if you message her on what's your easiest way, I guess, anything social, your email, your Instagram, Facebook, anything, just kind of give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Or is it Instagram?
My email is anickgervais@gmail.com. It's ANICK Gervais. But if you just search my handle, anecdotes, ANICKDOTES, Facebook is probably faster on Messenger, probably, or Instagram. There's tons of ways. I will find you, or you'll find me, and I will respond.
It's too bad you couldn't just find everyone that, needed what you had, right? Because
Right.
you say, oh, you could go and find everybody. But the way it works is they have to find you. So you have to get out there and let them know how they can find you, which you've done a great job of doing that. Now, speaking of Christmas and speaking of the weather, let's get that out of the way, and then we'll be right back with some sports and then some headlines. Lots of headlines, actually more than usual this morning, but let's try and rip through them as good as we can. But first, the weather. So currently it is -3 out there. There is some snow on the ground, if you haven't noticed, or maybe where you live, there's not snow on the ground, but I know where we live, there is. So there's snow on the ground for most people in our listening area anyways. And it feels like -7. There's currently a chance of light snow, periods of light snow. The high today will be a high of 5. And wind becoming southwest 20 kilometers this afternoon. The wind chill will be -5 this morning. And the UV index will be 1 or low. Tonight, cloudy becoming partly cloudy after midnight. 40% chance of drizzle overnight. Wind southwest 20 kilometers becoming light this evening. Low of +1. A mix of sun and cloud. 30% chance of drizzle early in the morning. Wind becoming south 30 kilometers gusting to 60 in the morning. That's for tomorrow morning. High of 12. So long range. Let's see what this looks like. Friday, periods of drizzle. Not so great for traveling, which we will be doing. You're heading to Ottawa. I'm heading to Aurelia. And but the Saturday looks good for the drive back. And that's going to be sunny with a high of 14. Sunday, mix of sun and cloud, high of 16. And then Monday back to cloudy. And then they're forecasting chances of showers ongoing as we look forward to the early week next week. Here's what your satellite kind of looks like over northern Ontario. A lot of clouds, similar to yesterday. Those clouds are just everywhere, and a lot of precipitation, whether it's rain or snow. It's that time of year. We'll be back right after this with a little sports update. We got the Sudbury Wolves in action tomorrow night, and Sunday. We'll tell you more about that right after this. Okay, so Nick, I know that you haven't been to a game yet this season, and you might not be able to get to a game this weekend either because you're going to be out of town.
It's true.
But the Wolves are in action Friday out of town guess where they are?
Ottawa!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so you might be able to see them. Or are they? No, they're not. Sorry. No, Ottawa's in town on Sunday. I got that mixed up. Got excited for nothing. The Wolves host the Ottawa 67s for a Sunday matinee showdown. So that's on Sunday, 2:05 if you're back in time, which you probably won't be. Before the Sunday showdown, the Wolves will travel to Kitchener on Friday, tomorrow, face the Rangers. Join the Wolves this Sunday to celebrate you. Our fans will continue to celebrate the 50th anniversary season by holding a fan appreciation fan fest ahead of the matchup against the 67s. The We Are Wolves fan appreciation event will begin at 12 p.m., 2 hours prior to puck drop, with a bouncy castle, free hot dogs.
What? Free hot dogs?
Yeah, I thought I'd pause on that one. Games, face painting, prizes, live music, and more. The Pack had a successful weekend at home, picking up 3 of a possible 4 points as they went into overtime both games, once against Barrie, in which they lost in overtime, and then Peterborough, in which they won both in overtime. Joe Ranger, which is the goalie for the Sudbury Wolves, was outstanding in both games, including making 38 out of 40 saves and earning the first star of the game on Friday. On Sunday, Nathan Villeneuve, Kieran Walton both scored their first OHL goals, with Villeneuve being the overtime winner. So the goalie of the Sudbury Wolves, it's always been a thing, goaltending, since Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, say that 10 times fast. Since he was in the net and he won the World Juniors with Team Finland while he was on the Sudbury Wolves. Since then, they've been struggling a little bit to find someone between the pipes, but Joe Ranger seems to be the answer they've been looking for. Goals against average improved to 2.98 on the season and ranks fourth amongst OHL goalies. Save percentage, .920. The Seattle Kraken prospect David Goyette leads the pack in goals, assists, and points with 6 goals and 6 assists for 12 points on the season. So, yeah, they're doing really well. There's a lot of really good, there's some good playing going on from the players early on in the season. We're seeing some hopeful signs for a possible good season. But in addition to the fan appreciation event, Sunday's game is sponsored by Subway. So you can expect some free subs going on, or at least some chances to win. It's also the second Junior Wolves Sunday of the season. Fans can join select members of the pack to skate following the game. So this is a huge day if you got kids and they like hockey, or they just like getting out and you want them to experience the Wolves possibly for the first time. Free hot dogs, bouncy castles, face painting beforehand, a lot of cool stuff going on. Then the game, which if they've never seen a game before, that's kind of exciting sometimes. You get your popcorn and whatever. And then after, they can skate with the Wolves. How kind of cool is that?
That is so cool.
You know?
And it's really good idea to go and support our local teams, especially because so many of us want an arena, right? So the more people that are participating, the more people are going to be part of the conversation. So definitely go check it out and support that. And it's always fun to do something different with your family. So I'm actually kind of annoyed that I'm going to Ottawa. I wish I would be able to bring my daughter to this game because I want a free hot dog.
And can you only get one?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking you could only get one for sure. But tickets are on sale now for Sunday's matchup, greatersudbury.ca/tickets. And at the Sudbury Arena box office. The box office will open Sunday at 10 a.m. if you want to get there early. Prior to Sunday's home game, the Wolves hit the road, like we said, traveling to Kitchener. You can catch that game right here on CKLU, your station. 7:30 is the puck drop. I believe David Bowen, the son of Joe Bowen, who's new to the broadcast team here, he's done a few games already, done a great job. He will be doing that game as far as I know. So you can listen to him do the play-by-play. Fans can also watch the game on OHL Live. That's on watch.chl.ca. I believe you have to pay for that, but it is what it is. But get out if you can. If they're away and you can't go to the games, you can listen to it or watch it. But I really think it's a great opportunity. And you know how cheap the games are, Nick?
No.
So for the preseason games, they had tickets for $10.
Wow.
For the regular season, I believe they're around $15. They might have went up this year. Yeah, $15. Give me a break for a ticket.
What can you do for $15?
I know. Not too much.
You probably can't even drive from Hanmer to Sudbury for $15.
Well, depends what kind of vehicle you have, but yeah, you are right. I know what you mean. Especially these days with the gas prices. They're crazy. Everything's crazy. Maybe we'll check in what the gas prices are in Sudbury when we come back. But anyways, that's your sports report. We'll be back right after this with some headlines. So speaking of gas prices, let's just check in on what gasbuddy.com is saying for the city of Sudbury. If you want the cheapest gas, usually, and I used to work right beside it or close to it, was the Esso. in Chelmsford. Seems to be pretty much, 98.7% of the time they're on the top, meaning they're on the bottom of the lowest prices. Top of the list, lowest prices, 171.6 is what you'll be looking at.
What a deal, Aaron. 171. Woo!
Oh my goodness. 171. So then the other stations in Chelmsford have to keep up with them, right? So you got your Canadian Tire, UPI, and then look at what it is in Sudbury. The cheapest gas is 175.9 on the Kingsway, Petro-Canada. So it's about 4 cents cheaper if you make the trek to Chelmsford, or if you're going by there, make sure to stop in, get your cheaper gas anyways. So let's look at maybe a few things going on. Have you had a chance to go through, Nick, and what are some things that might have caught your eye of what's going on today, other than the snow on the ground? I know that's a huge thing.
Well, actually, this morning, what I was looking is that the icy roads caused a multi-vehicle collision, and I'm thinking maybe I should have gotten my winter tires put on my van before my trip. So that wasn't a very smart move on my part. And also, my brother owns Voyager Tire in Sudbury, so if anybody needs some winter tires, they have the best prices in town. And the guys out there are pretty amazing. So definitely give them a call. Let them know I referred you. You might get a free gift.
You know what? And it's not just a shameless plug, because I went to them I have 3 vehicles because we kind of need that. I'm working out of town and whatever, and need to have reliable vehicles for everyone. So I got all my winter tires last year from Voyager Tire, and it's like you said, the service is impeccable. I have to admit, very personalized. They treat you like a person. You go in there and it's all cool. And I really got to say, and then I entered in for a chance to win a new kind of bar fridge, really cool Michelin one. And because I got 3 sets of tires, I got to enter 3 times. And because of that, I guess I had a better chance of winning. And because of that, I won. So now, so they do really cool things like that too. Not only would you get a chance, possibly, you should tell your brother and put something on the counter there for that free gift you're talking about. So that way, anyone getting their tires can at least get something from Sensi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. There's good things coming.
I'm going to do that.
This brainstorm.
Let them know. What's really cool too is you had like a last minute problem with your tire. You had a flat and you just drove in there and you're like, guys, can you help me? Yeah. And they helped you right away and they didn't even charge you.
I remember I shared that story a while back, and a lot of people wouldn't have heard that because they might not have been listening at the time. But that's exactly what happened. I was late for an exam at the time too. And it just so happened I was getting a flat tire and it was almost right to the rim. And it just so happened that when they were on the Kingsway, they've kind of moved to the corner of the Kingsway and Falconbridge Road now, where the old Saturn dealership used to be. It's now the bus depot or whatever. They're in that building beside the brewing place.
Yep.
But they used to be right on the Kingsway. I pulled in and I said, look, I know you're probably busy. I don't have an appointment. My tire, I don't know what's wrong. It's flat. Can you have a look at it? And he said, yeah, I am busy. I got people in. We're backed up. But you know what? You're in need. And he took basically the time. And he said, you know what? You're in luck. All it needs is a plug. I'll plug it right up for you. Filled it up. And I said, how much do you owe you? I would have been willing to pay $200.
Yeah.
Because of, I needed it so badly and it was so quick. He said, don't worry about it. Just whenever you need tires, you know where to come. I was like, cool. So
this
cool.
Goes a long way when you go and pay it forward and you help your community out. You've shared this story so many times. Mm-hmm. That's worth money. It's paid itself off by now.
Yeah. Like, what would you do
and you've bought 3 sets of tires.
No, exactly. That's where I go for my tires. And they're great tires and great service. Anyways, it's not like I go there just because of that one time. I mean, every time I go there, they continue to have that same type of service. But I just want to say good morning to David, who's joined us. And good morning to Jerome. And also, is that Devin LaBranche, maybe? The mayoral candidate? I don't know, because it's D. LaBranche. Am I right on that?
Cool.
I don't know. It'd be nice to know. Good morning.
I feel like you would have his profile picture.
Yeah, you would. you would think. So I don't know. So either way, good morning. And Jerome is saying, Drake, Drake, care on the roads. I think he's saying, take care on the
Take
roads.
care.
But that would be good for Drake for his maybe public service announcement. Drake, care on the roads, and then he could partner up with being safe, driving safe. But that's cool. Take care on the roads.
Oh, it's
Slip
Diane
spots.
LaBranche.
Okay, cool. Hey, Diane.
Welcome, Diane.
Yeah, awesome. So you talked about the icy roads cause multi-vehicle collision on MR 55 and Highway 17. So right at that corner there. So unfortunately, if you're traveling, I hope you're not going to be backed up or whatever from that. Not very much information released, just the fact that it happened. I shared this. I don't know. Maybe we can come back to it. The Canada's whistleblowing systems protect wrongdoers and not whistleblowers. So there's a little bit of that. And it's not Sudbury per se, but we do have a lot of public service workers in Sudbury. And I know, like, they're the second biggest employer or third biggest employer, one of the two. Like, they're way up there. And so it does affect Sudbury. And I know that Phoenix system has affected a lot of local people, and that was on the picture. And anyways, and so a lot of people who blow the whistle on things in government don't necessarily have the protection or whatever that they would have hoped. 3 northern cities offering free transit rides for voters on election day. And Sudbury is one of them. That's cool. Yeah. So if you want to vote, you don't have to say, well, I don't have a ride, because you do. You have the bus. It's free. It's free. Or you know what I noticed yesterday? I shared with you, I don't know if you got it, the see if you're on the voters list. Are you on the voters list? Online voting. Did you vote?
No.
Are you on the list? Did you check the list?
No, I didn't. I'm going to go check the list.
I checked the list and I'm not on the list. So I don't exist according to being able to vote in the city. So I have to go. They gave a list on the city website or whatever of, and it's on our Facebook page too. Make sure you're on the list. So you make sure you're on the list, or else you can't vote.
If you're not on the list, then you have to go in person, because then you'll have your card and then your vote gets counted, correct?
I think so. I don't know, but I got to go make sure I'm on the list. And you got to go to a public library. Usually a few of the libraries are designated as these service centers where you can go and make sure you're on the list. And if you're not, you can do everything. And so Diane said she's voted, which is awesome. Yeah, we all need to, if you're on the list. If you're not, you need to get on the list, and then you need to vote. So all that. You imagine if everyone voted. Lately, a lot of people don't vote, right?
Yep.
And do you think if we hadn't been so involved with the show or whatever, that we could have possibly been in that category as well?
Guaranteed. I didn't vote the last election because I was just like, it's completely pointless and I'm not going to vote. But because we're having this conversation, I feel accountable. Like, we're talking about politics. We're talking about our city. I want a better city. So this is something I can do to participate in making the city better. Even though my vote may or may not make a difference, at least we are creating some type of like a ripple effect here.
Exactly. And so Pam is saying, if you want to register for a Christmas hamper, you got to do it next week is the last that you can register. I guess it's the 27th, 28th, and 31st from 9 to 11:30 and 12:30 to 3:30 at the Salvation Army on Notre Dame. So many people miss out every year because they either forget or, they let it go, and it's, they think about it too late probably. So make sure, and that comment is in the comments. If you need to refer to the dates again, the address, the times, it's in the comments. Thanks, Pam, for doing that. I know a lot of people are in need and know of others in need.
I'm sure there may, even if you're not in need, there may be a way that you can help and support. So I wonder if you can message Pam. She might know how you can maybe support this program, because I think this is a really cool program.
That's true. If you're not on the receiving end, you probably want to be on the giving end, right? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. How can I contribute to helping? For sure, definitely. So there's free bus rides. That's awesome. The speaking with the Christmas theme, the auditions for the CTV telethon are this weekend, so you're going to miss out on the auditions. You're going to be in Ottawa.
Yeah. And you know what? I was just thinking you guys should audition.
Yeah, that has crossed my mind. I do have a Christmas song that I wrote, and I do believe it's half decent, and it does mention
Cool.
Sudbury in it. So I've always wanted to just go and perform it, but I also just wanted them to just share, because I made a music video about it with it. It is a music video, and I said, why don't you just share it? And they go, no, we don't do that.
Oh.
I said, my goodness, you could just take a little break and say, oh, here's a local artist. Here's a Christmas song. It's a Christmas telethon, crying out loud.
I know.
Just take a break. It's 3 minutes long, and play it. But no, they don't do that. It's only live shows. But that's
Only
really
live
Sudbury
shows.
thinking. That's Sudbury thinking, I guess, in a negative, pessimistic Sudbury thinking
True,
point of view.
though. It's true.
Why would I play a music video on a Christmas telethon?
Right. No,
Okay,
I know.
why is that so? A Christmas song
Because
about Sudbury music video.
the show is live.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to have something in the back burner
Oh.
in case you have technical issues. You just show a
Exactly.
video, you got 3 minutes to get
For
the
sure.
other band going. So it's just, to me, like common sense.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
it's
When I was a-
go ahead.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid, me and my neighbor used to go door to door and sing music carols every Christmas season, and we would go and watch the telethon and go and give our $300 or our $600. I think one time we like raised like $600.
Wow, that's
And,
a
like,
lot of
I'm not a
money.
good- yeah, I'm not a
Mhm.
good singer,
No,
so
and you don't have to be.
it's horrible.
And that's awesome. And I
Literally, it's like the tip. You open the door and it's like deck the halls with balls. It's so fun.
Can you just complete the song for us this
Nope.
morning?
No,
Well, you know what you can do on this show? You could sing, and you can ask for donations on the show at some point.
yeah,
know?
I have like a
Yeah.
PayPal me.
Yeah.
It's really easy to give me some money.
Yeah.
So I think Jingle Bells. Maybe I could do Jingle Bells.
Uh,
Jingle bell rock. Send me your money too.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you got to give it away, Nick. You got to give it to somebody. You can't just keep it.
No, I will be giving it to the telethon.
There you go. So Shane's wondering if we'll have any election coverage. That would be fun. Yeah. You know what? I know Sudbury.com does a good job of that. They do have a live stream too. Last election they had that, and it was really well. I think Nick from the radio, from Rogers Radio, he also does the 5 games and some of the Wolves games as well. He's the news dude, like he's in charge of everything over there. He does that with the chief editor from Sudbury.com. So they do a good job together. And I don't know if we could do any better than them. I really
Maybe we
don't.
could just share the live stream so at least the
Yeah.
people who follow us can have access to it and it'll be there.
Exactly. So
There
hopefully-
was a Sudbury woman concerned about election integrity after getting 2 voter cards.
Yep.
That's a
an
bit of a
issue.
concern.
So this is the thing. Election integrity, that is something, right? So let's say there's a
I
close
vote online.
or whatever.
So now I'm curious. I want to vote online and then go in person. Well, no, I think I'm going to get fined. But will they know that I voted online? Like, I want to just like test the system and be like, I voted online. My name should be crossed.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing.
There's
If-
no way they'll know.
If people lose confidence in the system, in the very thing, I know, Brian, if you're watching this morning, I know you called yesterday. I was super busy last night at where I'm staying, and I saw that you called, but I also noticed you didn't leave a message also. So, but Brian, who wants to be and is going to be at some point on the show, and Brian, he had his own cell phone company and came through the same business program that we were a part of.
Yep.
He was basically tasked with he was given the task to look into the voting software that the city uses,
Oh,
just to see if there was ever any kind of issues in any
glitch.
other, glitches or anything like that, or what's the reputation of it, and the good, bad, and ugly. So hopefully before
Okay.
the election he can come on, and or maybe even after, doesn't matter, give a little rundown of the software, because last time it went down for quite a long time, and so what was
Yeah,
happening while it was down, we don't know.
exactly.
It
We don't
adds
know.
to the people who are skeptical of things. It
Mhm.
doesn't help anything. So here's, people are getting 2 voter cards. And why are they getting 2 voter cards? Just want to see this, if it mentions anything in the article, because that is a huge thing. The city says election fraud is very rare.
No.
Well, the city said it. It must be true.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
very rare. And
All
any
right.
duplicate voting cards should be disposed of or returned. You shouldn't
Right.
have 2 voting cards and go, you know what? I now have a better chance of getting my person elected if I use these 2. Most people wouldn't think that way. They would think, no, I really don't I'm just going to cast my vote. And if someone else gets voted in, that's fine with me. I don't really need that person that I wanted in to be in. I'm not going to use this extra vote to help them. I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to send it back. It's just like when you go through the grocery store and you notice they didn't charge you for one of your cases of pop. Right away you go, wait a minute. You didn't charge me for one of my cases of pop. I owe you $5 plus tax. How many people do that? Those are the people who return the voting cards, not the people who go, oh, woohoo,
It's true.
I got a free case of pop.
It's true. One time I went to Dollarama and I put something. Oh, they're these muffin holders, these plastic muffin holders. I put it in my pocket because I only had a little basket. So I get in my van. I paid. I waited in a long lineup at the Dollarama. I paid for my stuff. I get in the van and I go in my pocket and I have like literally it's $1.25. And I'm like, Nick, no one's gonna know. Who cares? And I couldn't. I
Yeah,
couldn't do it. I had to go
yeah,
back to Dollarama. I'd be like, I have to pay for this. Like, this is a true story. This happened like 3 weeks ago.
yeah,
And then I just like kind of cut in line. I just went to the cash and I'm like, here's $2. I forgot to pay for this. And she's just like, well, she gave me my change. Like, oh, that's okay. Like that happens,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. But I just didn't want to wait in that massive lineup because I was in a rush. But
yeah.
you're right. How many people would actually do that? Most people would like, oh, it's just $1.25. But it was on my conscience.
Well, this Kelly Perry is like that, right? Because she went right away to the, to the media. It looks like Kelly Perry was surprised and concerned when she received 2 voter information letters for Sudbury's municipal election. Kelly Perry is happy that she'll be able to vote from the comfort of her own home in Sudbury's municipal election, but she was surprised when 2 voter information letters, each with a different pin, which
Whoa.
meant
It's not even the same card.
that's what I mean. So, which meant she could have cast 2 votes because it goes by your pin, not by your name, kind of thing. So that way you can,
But then
yep.
weird. So that's
Hmm.
interesting that she says that she's still in favor of online voting though.
Yep.
Which to
Oh
me
yeah.
it's like the system's already broken
Yeah. Maybe she's not
already.
suspicious. She's not suspicious that there's other things. But again, the reason being for this is because one of them had her maiden name and one had her married name.
Why?
Yeah, I guess
What's the name?
the city's list that they're going from.
Well,
Once
your
once
list
she got married,
is
it
yeah.
wasn't updated or it wasn't correct. I think that
Well, it was updated
meaning,
because her married name was on the list as well.
yeah, but meaning there was
So
a glitch
there's already a glitch in the system.
in the data. Yeah, in the data
So
collection and how they, yep,
you're telling me
it
that there's
happens.
already a ditch in the data, but
Hmm.
the system's going to be okay and everything's going to go smooth. There won't be any fraud. People aren't going to take advantage of this. There's no issue with online voting whatsoever, but yet there's already a glitch with the data that the system is using.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
All right.
Yep. There's 100% not
Awesome.
perfect. How not perfect it is? Again, right? Do we know? If everything was transparent, we would. Like, that's why I really love transparency. And the only reason that there's a pushback against transparency is what?
Corruption.
That's it. Other than that,
That's
if you
it,
didn't have
folks.
anything to hide, you'd be so transparent. It's like when someone's telling a lie and someone's telling the truth. You can kind of tell by the way they respond to questions. Oh, I don't need to answer that, or they get upset, or you don't trust me? I love that one.
Yeah.
What? What? You don't trust me? No, just answer the question. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if I trust you or not, just answer the question. So
Yeah.
it's so interesting how many ways you can tell, So transparency, the only reason we're not transparent is so that way there's ways to kind of manipulate the system and certain people get ahead. That's the only reason. And as long as you keep it that way and the more people you get in there and go along with it, the more you can keep it going. So that's just the way it goes, right? So it's not a perfect
Yep.
system, but we do have good and we have bad operating together. So we just hope there's more good than there is bad, because you'll never root out all the bad in this system. You got to wait
No.
for a future time. So here you go.
True.
Missing 14-year-old, unfortunately. I hope she's already found.
This
If
is
she
sad
is,
story.
yeah, if she is, I hope everything's all good. But as far as I can see, the latest news is that there's a missing 14-year-old. She may be in Minnow Lake area. Greater Sudbury police officers are requesting the public's help in locating the 14-year-old. And it gives her name, but it's but this is the picture.
Yeah, her name is Sophie.
Okay.
She's 5'7", 110 pounds with shoulder length brown hair. She has brown eyes, but may wear blue or green contact lens. Police don't know what she was wearing for certain, but she is likely wearing white running shoes and carries a gray backpack. Anyone who knows Sophie should call the police at 675-9171.
Perfect. That's awesome, Anik.
This
Thank you.
This is really sad. And this reminds me of, I was gathered with some friends and they told me that they went out in Sudbury and downtown, and they went out and they just were, the vibe downtown was just so negative. Even the guy said, I feel like this is a setup to take advantage of girls, because I heard there's a lot of lots of girls being drugged downtown. So be careful. If you have children that are going out downtown, make sure you let them know when you order your drink. Never put your drink down to go dancing. Someone may spike your drink. That's happening a lot more in the city, is what I'm hearing. And my friends were just saying, like, I don't want to be downtown. It's just really uncomfortable, and I don't feel safe.
Yep.
It's really
No,
unfortunate.
Yeah, and we had that incident in Sudbury very recently where they caught, they caught them before it happened, kind of thing. So they knew their scheme, they knew what they did, befriended this girl, bought her a drink, put something in it, and they had something they had up their sleeves. And it's a good thing they didn't follow through, or we wouldn't have known about it. So Jerome was just saying, remember he said Drake care on the roads?
Yeah.
Which I think was really cool. Actually, I think he came up. So I think we need to contact Drake on that one. But anyways, so obviously he says he's been working all night, long night, underground, and that's the reason for the typo. But you don't need to apologize. Wow. I mean, even if I get the best sleep in the world and I'm typing, you ever do that? You send someone a message and then you look at it, you're like, what the heck? What did I just say? So it happens to everyone. But anyways, yeah, it looks like he's going to bed, and rightfully so.
Good night, Jerome.
Okay, so Dario Zulich just followed us a few seconds ago. So that's good.
I just shared when we were talking about it. I shared him a video just letting him know that we're talking about the Wolves. And good. Dario, if you're watching, maybe you should give us some tickets that we could give to our watchers.
Yeah, why not? Right? Can't hurt. Cool. Since the theme of the show is free stuff and Christmas, and where you give gifts and things like that, I think it's right along with the theme.
I wonder if the Sudbury Wolves are going to have a float in the Sudbury Santa Parade.
You know what? They have in the past, and so I would think they would in the future. You know what they should have their float be? Like in the shape of a new arena on wheels. with all the
Or,
lights and everything going off
you
in
know,
it.
I love it. So they have the nice new arena on the front, and then the back, they just have like a refurbished, ugly arena.
Oh
It's like,
no.
which one do you guys want? Like,
Oh my
really?
goodness.
So
Yeah.
Dario just messaged me and he can get us some tickets.
Hey, awesome. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm sure the viewers and listeners would appreciate it.
Yeah.
And also it's like the family fun day. Great idea this Sunday to get the family out there. You know, the time before the fan appreciation. Daryl's just laughing about yeah, exactly. So the fan appreciation day, you know, by giving free tickets, you get people there, the experience and everything, and then they want to come back. So it's a great
It's
thing.
true.
Yeah.
If anybody goes, I want to know how the hot dogs. Was it totally worth it by going? And the sub, was it good? Because you're getting all this free stuff. So
Yeah.
definitely take advantage, take a picture, tag us in it. I want to hear about it.
Definitely. And let us know what you put on your hot dog as well. Or if you had a
Mm.
choice. You know, I don't mind a hot dog with just mustard sometimes. It's just kind of
No,
a plain
fully
Jane.
loaded.
You need it totally loaded?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see here.
Like mayo, mustard, relish, ketchup, onions.
So Darius said he was laughing at the arena float idea. However, though, think of how cool that would be. It would really stand out, especially if it had, you know, it was a mini one, had lights and everything, you know, like anyways, it would make a splash for sure. And make a statement at the same time. Go ahead.
It's true. Even like giving free tickets, like walking by and just giving free tickets.
Yep.
I wonder if that is even a thing or that would be too much. But then it could be a special ticket so that they'd only take so many people at the arena or something. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, he did say we do have the best hot dogs in the OHL.
Cool.
And so you come out on Sunday, you can experience that for free. That's pretty awesome. And
Yep.
yeah, it's already, even before Halloween, we're in the spirit of giving. And so, yeah, so back for the first time since 2019, the Santa Claus Day Parade. You know, I think that's great. And it might be cold by that time because
It's going to be cold.
It's already cold. And it looks like we're in
Next year, we should have Sudbury News in the parade, Aaron.
So not this year.
Well, we could.
Yeah. Maybe we can partner with the new arena float.
Maybe,
You know.
maybe we could take my side by side and make it all nice and stuff, and just put Sudbury News on the side.
Sure, we don't have to go big.
No,
You know,
or
we
my
could-
dad's truck and be in the box of the truck.
Who knows, right? Yeah, we can start brainstorming on that for sure.
Interesting.
And again, sticking with the holiday theme, it seems like there's even before I thought it'd be a Halloween theme, but it seems all this news coming out about Christmas. The holiday train is now back in Sudbury, November 30th for the first time, again since 2019, featuring performances from, I can't pronounce the names, and I'm not even going to try, or maybe Tennille Towns. Okay, that wasn't as bad. And Asanabi, did I get that right? Asanabi. Sorry about pronouncing names incorrectly.
The
But anyways,
show's free.
Show's free. I think it's on a Wednesday though. I thought I saw some comments here, right here. I thought
November 30th.
I think it's a Wednesday, and a lot of people
It's
are
a
like,
Wednesday,
hey,
guys.
hey, I'm going to that, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh wait, it's on a weeknight, so
Yeah, Wednesday at
I'm not-
8:50. I have jujitsu on Wednesday, so I don't know.
maybe they should take a vote
Actually,
first
at
of when it's
8:50,
going
I
to be.
could probably do both.
There you go.
Yep.
I know Colin James was there a couple years back, and that was a pretty big deal. But I'm sure you can just YouTube these artists and get acquainted with them if you're not already, and then you're already, you already know some of their songs, and you're able to sing along and have a good time. This is some sad
Where is it
news.
located?
Oh, the holiday train. I think they had it in the parking lot of the independent grocer on Lorne at one point. I could be wrong. It may be at a different spot. Was it in Capriel at one point too? I don't know. Are you seeing anything there?
No.
Where it is? It doesn't say where it is, where it's going to be in Sudbury.
I will click on the link.
Oh, look at that. So Natalie is actually the coordinator of the Capriel Santa Claus Day Parade. It's on Saturday, November the 26th. So if you want to join in our parade with your side by side, That would be great. I'll send you the info. That's so cool. Thanks, Natalie. So that would be,
Thank you, Natalie.
yeah, fun.
I love that parade.
Mhm.
It's local. It's really close by. It's actually always a really good parade too. There's not that many people. Sometimes people get overwhelmed about the Sudbury parade. That if you do, definitely go and check out the Caperel parade. I've gone many times. Well, anytime I had my daughter, and it's great. I have a Scentsy Christmas party that day. Maybe I'll bring all my Scentsy peeps to the Caperel parade.
See there now that kind of you're mixing something and making the best of both worlds. You might even have a Scentsy float.
I should.
And get your party on a float. So you're going to party on the float during the parade. There you go.
We're on to something.
Yeah. And you get free stuff from Scentsy.
I love free stuff.
Yeah. So Pam says small town parades are the best. The Marks Day Parade is always awesome. I didn't know we had all these community parades. Why did I not know that? I have no idea. So this is news to me. And I think a really elaborate community calendar could do some, would be a really great thing for Sudbury to see where all these things are going on and where and why and how.
Aaron, the CP holiday train literally comes from Vancouver,
and
goes
the whole
all
country
across Canada.
Exactly.
Holy macaroni, goes into the States. It's like a full thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's cool. And I guess that's why it has to be so cool. Wednesday, because they have to stop here whenever they're here, right? And then whatever you're going to get whenever they're here, that's when it's going to happen. So
cool.
So good. And did it say where it is? No, it didn't say where it's going to be.
No, there's a map, so I think you can click on the map and see where.
Okay. Well, we can. It's not yet. Anyways, we got a lot of shows before that. We'll give some more information as it comes available. It probably is already available, but we're all volunteer here. We got 15 minutes before the show to prepare and doing the best we can with what we got. So here you have, unfortunately, very, very, very sad news. The historic Italian Club in Coppercliff is closing. And I was just talking to the lady that I stay with here about this yesterday. Something to be proud about Little Italy in Coppercliff. The fact that it's so unique, so historical. And I was even talking about, and they have an Italian club right there, and it's really cool. And then I went literally down to my place, and I looked at the news coming out that it was closing. So unfortunately, that's sad news. And they had some really good dinners there to support it over the years. My barber was involved with cooking and all that. It was when I lived in Coppercliff. It was great. It was great. And it's just the community of Italians, Little Italy is becoming sparse. That's the sub headline. It's the end of an era. I guess it is for sure. Despite the valiant efforts of a small group of committed volunteers, including Ward 2 Councillor Michael Vignini, the Italian Club is shutting its doors after more than 80 years and selling off many of its assets. Vignini said this week the group had three options. They could have declared bankruptcy, they could have found another Italian organization to take the building, or they could have put it up for sale, which the members voted for, he said. I believe the members are beautiful people, but the community of Italians in Little Italy is becoming sparse. Vignini served as president of the club for a short time a few years ago, but as a financial whiz, he was asked earlier this year to return to the board to help it through the difficult transition. Yeah, very unfortunate, very sad. The Italian Club in Coppercliff. I know my father-in-law, especially from Coppercliff himself, very, traditional, would be very kind of saddened to hear that news today.
Yeah.
The casinos that we have. So we have a casino here in, Chelmsford area kind of thing. Sudbury racetrack slots. We're getting about $500 and some $1,000 of the revenues from that put into the community. The Sioux gets some because they have a casino. North Bay going to get some because they're a casino. So I guess that's the benefit of having these casinos. Sure, you're gambling and a lot more money is going in than the communities get. There's no doubt about that. They are money makers, but they do give back to the community. And then here, this year's installment will be about $500,000. Now, again, speaking of transparency, I'd love to know what that money is going to be for. They say kind of generally it's going to go towards festivals and things like that. And maybe there are specific things it's earmarked for that doesn't mention in the article, but it just kind of generally says some events and things like that generally. Again, I would hope for more transparency myself.
Yep, me too.
Yep. Be nice
Is it
to know.
too much to ask?
Yeah, it is.
Really though?
Yep.
Yeah.
According to the article we read yesterday, was it Dan Gravel who said he basically asked the former mayor for the costs of consulting that the city spent, or even where all the costs are going? No, you're not allowed
No response.
that information. And then you have to apply for all these special permissions to get the information you should already have anyways. It should be just public information on a website.
Yep.
But anyways, it is what it is. More snow in northeastern Ontario. They closed Highway 144 yesterday because of the snow.
Whoa.
Already, like you said, winter tires. Like every year, I say October 31st is my winter tire day kind of thing. As soon as it's that, I call my guy and whatever, and we make arrangements to get them changed. And I think this year, like you said, I should have got them done early because I was driving back from Toronto on Saturday, and there was just this freak kind of snowstorm that was, I guess, within about 250 yards of just snowfall within just that amount of space.
Wow.
The cars were all off the road and whatever. I thought I was going to lose control of my car because you're going 120, whatever on the double lane. And anyways, so you just come into this snow about that thick on the road all of a sudden out of nowhere. And so exactly, hydroplaning and whatever. I said to my wife, start speaking to the big guy right now, please. Anyways, so luckily we were fine, but there were about 3 cars in the ditch due to that. And again, no winter tires. If I would have had winter tires, maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't have hydroplaned it as much. But anyways, you got to be careful out there because you never know. And we're already getting snow, so maybe it's a good time to get the tires done. Now, Pam, also, the double GST payment has been approved and will be released November 4th. See it on my online CRA account yesterday.
What?
Huh. Also, the double, I guess it would be HST payment has been approved and released November 4th. I don't know what that is.
A double payment?
I don't know.
All right.
I'll
take your money.
I'll take some money. I don't know. Whatever. It all comes from us to begin with anyways.
It's true.
I'll have a little bit of it back. As long as it's not putting...
the next article right now.
The CBC talks about the healthcare workers pandemic continues.
Yep.
The need for more healthcare workers. Again, we talked on the show yesterday that unfortunately they never mention ever the fact that we're in crisis partially due to the fact that there was a mandate put out and a lot of people were fired because they chose not to go along with it. And they never mention it. They just mention all the other reasons. But anyways, so yeah, they are definitely saying they need. Have you seen anything in there that's worth mentioning?
Not really.
Same old.
Same old. We're close to a peak.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just take care of your health, And they're just saying that the hospital is set up for 412 patients, but 658 admitted. So
should have built a bigger hospital with a bigger parking lot. Bigger parking lot would have been nice too, because parking's always nice when you're at the hospital.
They did say that over the last 12 months, they recruited 800 employees and over 200 nurses.
Yeah. So just skimming through some of these, there's a Monsters Ball. You want to check that out. It's the burlesque, which has kind of made a resurgence here. This whole burlesque thing, pretty popular in Sudbury. They're having a Monsters Ball 6 Camp edition. So you can see that on our Facebook page. I was going to play this article or this story from CTV. It was a video. 3 mayoral candidates, I think Devin LaBranche, Don Gravel, and Bob Johnston, who will be on the show tomorrow. Bob Johnston,
Cool.
downtown advocate and advocate for the homeless. He'll be in the studio with us tomorrow. But he was in this article as well, talking about what their platforms are. And there you have it. So that's all the news for today, and that's all the time we do have. The one last thing was about changes in long-term care. If you're going to visit your loved ones in long-term care homes, they're not as stringent with masks anymore, which is good for those that that want their loved ones to see their face or maybe see them smile, which is kind of nice. Those who get HST or GST will be receiving a double payment to help offset the food inflation prices. A lot of people were expecting it on October 5th, but it wasn't approved in time. But it showed up in Pam's account yesterday. Oh, there you go. Maybe
Nice
there's some
surprise.
money on your account. On that note, we got to let everyone go today, and we'll be back same place, same time tomorrow with Bob Johnston, mayoral candidate, will be on the show. Looking forward to that interview with him. Are you going to be joining us tomorrow, or are you busy getting ready for your trip?
I'll be in Ottawa working the Ottawa show tomorrow and Friday.
Yep. And Jerome makes a really good comment there. I've seen the same comment before. And yes, take care of your health, everyone. It is flu season. Make sure to get, the all of grandma's things that worked for years still work today, and get your exercise, eat right, be healthy, stay out of the hospitals. For crying out loud.
Gargle hot water and salt.
Yeah.
It does wonders.
Do what you got to do to keep yourself healthy. And thanks for being with us, everyone. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Stay tuned now for Earshot Daily on CKLU 96.7 FM. Have a great one, and Nick, have a great trip this weekend.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
All right. Ciao.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.